Hey guys, it's me Talha. Today I have a quick Revit tutorial for you. In this video, I will be discussing a Revit rendering feature that you may not be familiar with. Revit actually has a cool feature that lets you render 2D and 3D floor plans and elevations. But before we get started, if you find this video helpful, please consider supporting my work on Patreon. Your support helps me create new videos every week. Now let's get started. So here I am in Revit, and for this demonstration I will be using this project file. First I'm going to go to 3D view, and we first want to copy this 3D view. So let's expand this 3D views, right click, duplicate, and duplicate with detailing. Now I'm going to rename it. Let's call it 00 2D floor plan. Now let's right click on this view cube and then orient to view, and then just hover over floor plans and you will see all the floor plans that you have created in your project. So I'm going to select this one, ground floor furniture layout, and there we go, got this 2D floor plan here. Now first I'm going to change the detail level to fine and then change the visual settings to realistic. And if you notice, we have this floors missing here. So let's go to the front view, and I'm going to select this section box and just drag it down, and at the top as well. I'm just going to adjust this. First let's change the visual style to wireframe, and then we just want to take this down a little bit so we can see these doors. So I'm just going to drag it down, and then we can return it back to realistic and go to the top view. There we go. Now we have this whole floor plan showing up here. Now I think we can just simply export with these settings, but before that we need to adjust the crop region. So let's click here to see the crop region. If I zoom out, we should see this rectangle. Let's adjust this. Okay, I'm just going to hide this road. Now before exporting this view, we just want to turn on crop region, so only whatever we have in this crop region will be rendered. Now we want to add shadows. To change the length of these shadows, we can go to graphic display options and then expand lighting, then click here, and I'm going to select lighting and then sunlight from top right. You just need to adjust the altitude. Let's try 10. Hit apply. There we go. Now it's looking perfect. Let's click OK, and I think we are ready to export this rendering. To export the rendering, you need to open up this rendering dialog. Here I'm going to select high from this drop down, and then we want to select 300 dpi. If you notice, the image size is too small and you will get a very low quality image. To increase the size of this image, you just need to change the scale. So let's click here. I'm going to select 1 to 200, and it should increase the size here. You see, I think this seems perfect for this floor plan rendering. Now let's click render. So the rendering has been exported. If you want to do some adjustments to this rendering, you can do that as well by clicking here. And if you feel like it's too bright, you can always reduce the highlights and exposure. So in this case, I'm just going to leave it as it is. And to export this rendering, we can click here. Let's save this image here. And to save this to your project, you can click here, save to project. Just click OK. And you should see this rendering section added here. You can just drag and drop this image on your sheets. And now let's see how we can create a 3D floor plan rendering. So first we want to copy this view. Just go here, right click, duplicate with detailing, and I'm just going to rename it 003D floor plan. Then you just need to go to the properties and scroll down. You need to change the projection mode from orthographic to perspective. There we go. We now have this 3D floor plan. Of course, you might need to adjust the crop region. Once it's done, you can export this rendering as well. So let's press R on the keyboard to open up this rendering dialog. Here I'm going to leave everything the same. You can see the image size is already the same as what we chose for 2D floor plan. So let's click render. So the rendering has been exported. Let's save it to the computer as well as to this project. So that's how to create this kind of cool looking 2D and 3D floor plan renderings in Revit. Of course, you can use the same method to create elevations and section renderings. You just need to duplicate a 3D view. You just need to rename it and then right click on this view cube, orient to view, and here you have sections and elevations. I'm going to select south elevation, and there we go. But if you notice, we are in perspective view. So to create a 2D rendering, you should change the projection mode to orthographic. Just adjust the section box and then crop region, and make sure you have changed the scale. Let's try 1 to 200 and open up the rendering dialog box. Here I'm just going to use the same settings. And here's one more thing which I would like to tell you. By default you get a sky background. So to change it, you can just select a color or an image and click render. So that's how to create this kind of cool looking 2D and 3D floor plan and elevation renderings in Revit. That's it for this video. I hope you have learned something new. So please make sure to like and share this video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And if you found this video helpful, please consider supporting my work on Patreon. Your support helps me create new videos every week. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video.